Hi guys, welcome back to another Chit Chat Get Ready With Me using some new makeup. I know I did one of these like a week ago, but these are some of my favorite videos to watch and to film, so hopefully you feel the same. Mostly I'm here to chat about the Riviera palette because I just picked it up and I wanted to do at least one look in this video, perhaps two. We'll see how I'm feeling. But I also just have a bunch of new makeup that I want to chat about, so let's go ahead and get started. Firstly, actually, I want to do a little bit of skincare. I'm constantly testing out and enjoying new skincare, and I bring it up in empties videos and favorites, but if you don't watch those and you're more of a makeup person, I wanted to just include a few things because, like I said, I'm just always testing out new stuff. And I want to keep you in the loop. So the first thing I'm going to use is this Aveeno Positively Radiant Max Glow Infusion Drops. So this is like essentially a serum, I believe. Oh, so you add it... Okay, so you can put it directly on your skin or into your favorite moisturizer. I do that a lot, depending how much time I have. I do a lot of like mixing of serums. You don't want to mix too much together to dilute, especially if it's something like an SPF. And in general for skincare, I get this question sometimes too. You want to go in order of lightest to heaviest product. So for example, you'd go serum, moisturizer, oil if you're doing that. Like that's what I do at night. Or like essence, serum, moisturizer, oil. But it kind of depends. Like a lot of the time during the day, in my daytime skincare routine, I will mix my, like I use a lot of the time the Drunk Elephant vitamin C serum, and I'll just mix that directly in to my moisturizer. Really nice lightweight serum. I've seen this on Instagram a million times over and it looked so, like, I don't know, the girls they picked for the campaign just had the most beautiful, like natural looking skin though. Like it didn't look like highly edited. It just looked like they had great skin and I was like, So I think that looks good. Then for my moisturizer, Clarins has launched this new line called My Clarins, and I think it's really exciting because I've talked about before how much I truly love Clarins skincare, and I feel like they do such incredible stuff, but I feel like it really gets overlooked in my generation at the very least. And I really like that they've kind of rebranded a little bit. All of these products are vegan as well because for anything like me, like packaging has a lot to do with it. As much as I would not like to admit necessarily, packaging at first glance is something that really, really gets me going. So I think the packaging is really nice and simple. So this is the mattifying hydrating cream. So that sounds right up my alley. It doesn't necessarily feel like a gel cream, but it's still a light, it's a light cream, but it's a little bit thicker than a gel, if that makes sense. We'll see what that dries like. And then for eye cream, I've been using this a lot during the day. It's the Estee Lauder Resilience Multi-Effect, and the reason I like it is because it has a little bit of an iridescence to it. And honestly, I haven't been wearing that much makeup lately. I've just been going really, really light, especially since I got back from vacation, and I'm quite tan. So I really like that this has just a little bit of iridescence to it. But what I was thinking about was eye creams always have this kind of like pinky pearl iridescence. I would love to see some that are a little bit warmer in tone. I know like the pinkiness is good for sallow and deepness, but I don't know. I'd still like to see something a little bit warmer on like a yellowy, you know, because people use like yellow under their eyes all the time to brighten. So something a little yellowy in tone, although that may exist. So let me know. Like I know there's the Ulla Henriksen one. I haven't tried that, but. And I'll link below my most recent skincare routine. I should probably do an updated one, but all of those products are still ones that I use because I always get questions like, oh my god, your skin looks so good, you know, what's your secret, blah, blah, blah. And like, I don't have many secrets. The same as like weight loss. People are like, what's your secret? You're losing weight. And I'm like, have you been watching my videos? Like, that's all I talk about. So I talk about my weight loss a lot in my What I Eat in a Days and my vlogs if you don't catch those. But anyways, I will link to my most recent skincare videos down below if you're curious to get some more information. So Smashbox has a new collection out. It is so pretty. It is the Crystallized collection, and this is the Crystallized Primerizer. So it's a primer and moisturizer in one. I know I just put a moisturizer on, but I wanted to try it. I haven't tried the original Primerizer, but this one has a little bit like of a peachy hue to it. This mask, like, yeah, like this kind of color is kind of what I was thinking in terms of like that eye cream, kind of like a peachy, just something a little, ooh, this gonna be very glowy. Oh, but, oh, Very pretty, nice texture. Let's see. Yeah, this has some strong glow to it. You could almost use this as like a spot highlighter, I think. Like just on the tops of your cheekbones. I don't think I'd be able to wear this on its own all over my face, but it does have a very nice, like, can you see all the glow? But then it also is like kind of glowing in here too. Oh, I know I'm chatting a lot. But also, my L'Oreal Fresh Wear foundation review will go up on Tuesday, by the way. Gotten so many questions about that, and the reason there's been a delay is I'm collabing with my friend Cheryl. We've been trying to find a time that works best for us so that our videos can go up at the same time, so that you can get two different perspectives on the foundation. So for my foundation today, I'm going to be using the Dior Forever foundation. I have the Glow and I have the Matte. I will review both. I also had this one that I wanted to try, the Laura Mercier Flawless Radiance Perfecting Foundation, because I love the matte, but they sent me 4C1, and in the matte I wore 4N1, which is a great match, but 4C1 is really dark. It's not just cooler, by the way, in case you're wondering. So I'm going to go for the Glow today. I did just pump them out on my hands, and the Glow is like a smidge deeper because I got so much color in Mexico. I'm a lot darker than normal. So I'm wearing 4N, which I wear in all of their foundations, or like 40. But let's see. And I also have this new Laura Mercier sponge, which I don't know. I've got a sponge on backup just in case. I don't think it's going to be good. It's an odd shape and it's a little bit stiff, but it's the kind of thing that I'm like, maybe a makeup artist would like it. You know what I mean? They have different preferences to like what us just average makeup wearers would like. I don't mind the shape, but I think I'm just gonna switch back to my Eco Tools sponge, which I do really like. I was thinking about doing a video on my favorite beauty sponges if you're interested, because I have about 5 now that I will gladly use, because sometimes I'll use a sponge and I'm like, this is nowhere near a beauty blender, and I can 100% tell that this is not as good. But I have about 5 of them now that I use on the regular that I really enjoy. So, and I find them all at the very least comparable to a beauty blender. For my concealer, I'm going to use this Huda Beauty Overachiever concealer. I know that this isn't new, but I haven't used it on my channel before. I've had it for a little while, so I thought I would use it here today, and I like it. Super thick, super full coverage, and I definitely like it. I think I'd like the Laura Mercier sponge for this type of thing though. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to beauty sponges, like I'm all for innovation and stuff, but when it comes to beauty sponges, I feel like Beauty Blender just figured it out, shape, size, texture, and for the most part, I just like that original format. And it could be just what you're used to too. Blending it out here, Real Technique setting brush. This is the brush that I'm the most lost without if I don't have. I have, you know, like several beauty sponges I like, several bronzer brushes, several blush, but I find to blend out my concealer, this is basically the only thing I use. And when I use anything else, I'm never as satisfied. I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes with the Maybelline Superstay Powder Foundation. I think I used this in my last video, so apologies. I try to keep it interesting and mix it up in terms of products for the most part. Unless it's like a routine or something, I like to use like the things that I always use. But I get really bored. Like I find a lot of big YouTubers just use the same products over and over and over again. Like I know you're gonna use that blush. I know you're gonna use that under eye powder. And like I get it. Like obviously, you know, if you're doing a video for millions of people, you probably want to look your best. And you may not want to try stuff out, but it gets a little boring. Anyways, this is the Benefit Dr. Feelgood Silky Mattifying Powder. Did this exist before? Because it looks like the kind of thing that existed before, like their older packaging. I don't like this packaging at all. Like, I hate it actually. I don't like that it looks old-timey, and I don't like just the actual format of it either, but maybe it's a great powder and I'll be able to look past that. I have their new bronzer to use too. Okay, it does seem like a nice powder. And this is a Moda blush brush. I'm trying to mention my brushes more. I have a favorite brushes video. This is the Mo4 blush brush, but I really like it for powder. Yeah, this is a nice powder. A little bit stuffed up this morning. If I sound stuffed up, I am. This is the P. Louise base, which is an Irish brand, I'm pretty sure. And it exploded because Nikki Tutorials used it. And anything she touches turns to sold, that's for sure. But my friend LJ, who lived in Toronto but is now back in Ireland, hopefully temporarily because I miss her so much, she sent me an amazing care package the other day, which if you follow me on Instagram you saw, and I ate myself sick yesterday with Irish candy. She sent me this base, so I'm excited to try it out. I like that it has a little bit of color but not too much color, and this is in shade 3. So here she is, the Riviera palette. Pretty packaging, but it's gonna get messy. Classic ABH, but very pretty. I'm gonna start out with the shade Coastline right here. I don't know, I always find it funny when new palettes come out and people are like, it's not colorful enough, or it's too neutral, or it's not neutral enough. And it's like, you don't need to buy everything that comes out, you know? And especially from certain brands, like I would never expect ABH to come out with something that's crazy colorful, like full-on rainbow. Like very well may happen, but like brands are a brand. Like they have a message, they have a vision, they have a target market. It's the same way, like I would never expect Makeup Forever to come out with a palette like Too Faced would that is like cutesy and scented. They wouldn't do it because their primary market, I would think, would be artists. So anyways, I think this is a fun palette. I think you can get a good amount of neutral looks, but again, like the thing I like about ABH palettes is that they're neutral enough that they feel approachable, but they have enough shades in there that make me kind of want to challenge myself and try the different shades that are in there in kind of an approachable way, if that makes sense. Next up, I'm going to go in with Cans here. And I got this palette earlier this week, and I planned to have this video up earlier, but one of the shades was like slightly cracked, and I was like, that's only gonna get worse. So I had to return it to Sephora, and I went yesterday after a doctor's appointment, and I had ordered it online, so I had like the big like paper receipt, like a piece of printed paper, and I had just left a doctor's appointment and I had a prescription, which like in Newfoundland when you get a prescription, like I don't know what a prescription looks like where you live, let me know, but it was like a tiny little piece of paper. But here, at least at my doctor's office, it's just a full sheet of paper that they print off in the printer. So I went to hand her my receipt and just grabbed a piece of paper out of my book bag, not thinking, and I handed her my prescription. She was like, I don't think this is what you meant to give me. I was like, oh, right. And then Renee, my good buddy and subscriber, commented, because I tweeted this, if you follow me on Twitter, you already know this information, but she said that, I think she said something like she wishes doctors prescribed trips to Sephora, which I'm not against it. Obviously gonna have to use the shade Bahamas. Nems and I are dying to get back to the Bahamas. We really liked Nassau, but we really want to go to some of the other islands. Like I didn't realize that the Bahamas was like hundreds of islands. I had no idea. And we've looked into some of the other ones and they just look mind-blowing and much less, some of them are still touristy, but they're much less crowded. Like I mean, Nassau is like the main, I think there's like 400,000 people in the Bahamas and maybe 300,000 people live there. I think that's what our taxi driver told us, but ooh, that is bright. But definitely want to get back. We specifically want to go to an island called Eleuthera. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And it's just like this tiny thin island, so the whole thing is coast and the beaches are incredible. And then we watched the Fire Festival documentary the other day, and that just reignited us. We were actually going to go in February instead of Mexico, but when we went to Bahamas in November, it wasn't cold, but it wasn't like blistering hot like it was in Mexico, and that's what we wanted. As the wind would blow and you'd get kind of chilly, which is not what you want on a tropical vacation. But we hope to go back for sure. In an effort to mix things up, challenge myself, try new things, I'm gonna use the shade Mediterranean here. It's like kind of bluey, but also has a little bit of pink, and I put down a little more of the base too. I was really tempted to use the pink or the yellow, but I was just complaining about people doing the same thing all the time. And again, in keeping with the brand thing, like, I also don't need you to go in the comment section and trash YouTubers, but at the same time, like, you know, you wouldn't come to my channel expecting to learn how to do a cut crease or to even do eyebrows, because like I barely do anything to mine, you know? So it's like there's some YouTubers who do a ton of neutral looks, but there's also ones who do a bunch of colorful looks. So, you know, of course, like, I want to mix it up and keep it interesting, and I hope I do, but there's only so much I can do because I'm not a makeup artist. So at the very least, I try to play with color, but not everybody wants to, you know, and you don't have to. So sometimes I see people being like, do colorful looks. I'm like, that person will never do a colorful look. It's just not their jam, you know? I'm gonna use a little bit of Cabana, I think. This is really one of those looks where you're like really needing liner and lashes to make it all come together. So right now I kind of look like a sick 80s aerobics instructor. I definitely got a little bit of fallout as well, by the way, but I always do my face makeup first, I can't help it. I'm gonna use some of this Marc Jacobs primer. I really like it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Do one eye at a time when it comes to mascara primer. I literally said that in like my last video. And then I'm using this L'Oreal Unlimited mascara. You'll see this more in depth in Tuesday's video because I'm testing out the L'Oreal foundation, mascara, and concealer. Oh, just touched it to my face. Let it dry, don't swipe it away right away. So I think you can see that this is a pretty booming mascara. It looks amazing without primer too, so you'll see that in Tuesday's video, but I've been loving combining them lately. So now I'm gonna move you out and we will move on to the rest of my face. For bronzer today, I'm gonna be using the Benefit Caramel Hoola, finally. I remember when they came out with Hoola Light and I was like, really? Really? That's what we're gonna do? So I'm very excited to see this come out. There's Caramel and Toasted, which is even deeper. And I did use the Cheek Leader face palette in a video on Instagram. I'll link that down below if you'd like to see that in action. It's really beautiful, but my only problem with it is that the blushes that Benefit has are still a little bit light, so there's no, like, if you're best suited to wear Caramel or Toasted, when it comes to blushes in Benefit, I would say California is one of the few that will work for you. Like, I was really surprised actually because I didn't try Hoola for the longest time and it actually did work on me, but I think Caramel is a little more bronzy and a little bit warmer as well. So, and I'm kind of over the packaging too. I know I'm complaining about all the Benefit's packaging, and because I like this, and this fits this brush, but this is not my normal Benefit, my normal bronzer brush. It is a powder brush from Quo, which I really like for bronzing, but my favorite is the MAC 140S, which barely fits inside this, but I get it's their thing, so I don't know. For blush, I don't really have a new one to grab for, so I'm going to use this Fusion shade from the matte blush powder from Makeup Revolution. I've been wearing this a lot lately and it's just here on my desk. It's a really nice blush. To gel my brows, I always do it after bronzer. It's just 24-hour brow setter, nothing new here. This is a product that you'll see me use a ton over, but I don't feel like that's as boring. If you have any major objections, let me know, but it's just so good. So for highlighter, I have two because I was gonna use this one. I just filmed an Instagram tutorial using this yesterday. So impressed. It is the Maybelline Puma Chrome Highlight in the shade Knockout. It's so gorgeous, no surprise, love their chrome highlighters. But then this came in the mail. So this is part of the Smashbox collection, and this is the Smashbox Plus Hood Witch Crystallized Highlighter in Optimistic. And I'm like a fly. Is it flies that like shiny things? Whatever likes shiny things. Birds. Things that like shiny things is what I am. And it's just so pretty. And I think they both kind of go with the look. So let's just wear them both. Let's be honest, I'm not going anywhere. It's Saturday morning. Look at that. Like, And you're super sporty because it has Puma on it. It's like working out for your face. Then this one is a little bit, let's see if this brush works for it. because it's pretty densely packed. Ooh, that's kind of pinky. Reminds me of the highlights from the Vlada collection. But the one I had was super pink, so this one's a little more wearable pink, because the highlighter from that collection I wore a lot on my eyes. Ooh, they're both very gorgeous. Let me just kind of mix them together here. And the Puma collection is in Canada. I think it's probably on Shoppers Drug Mart online or Walmart online if you can't find it in store. For my lips, I have the new lip paints from Fenty Beauty. I feel like it's going to be a lot if I put on a pink lip with this, but let's try it. We're all friends here. Mostly. I always forget how much I love the applicator on these. What? Oh my god. What is going on here? So here is the finished look, which I'm actually gonna go wash off right now, literally just the eye part, so that I can do another look with the Riviera palette. I always get requests to do 3 looks 1 palette, but I can't do them anymore because literally sometimes they're my worst performing videos. Like I will put hours into filming 3 different looks, all the close-ups, swatches, etc. And then like an empties video where I talk about garbage for 15 minutes will perform better, but I know that you enjoy seeing multiple looks, so maybe I'll do it more casually sometimes with palettes, and I always try to do at least 2 different looks, one on Instagram, one on YouTube, to mix it up and make sure that you're seeing variety. But anyways, happy with how this all came out. Did I still have lipstick on my teeth? Be careful not to get the lipstick on the inside of your mouth and then rub it all over yourself, and then make sure the lipstick is dry when you go in to wipe it off and you don't get a big line of liquid lipstick on your chin. But otherwise, I think everything looks really good. It's a super fun look. I would also love this with a nude lip, but I definitely wanted to try out one of the new Fenty lip paints. I absolutely love all the shades. They're gorgeous. Anyway, so I'm gonna go rinse this off and I will be right back. I hate wiping off a perfectly good makeup look, but it must be done. Okay, I'm back. If you're curious about how I remove my makeup, I just take like an eye makeup remover, micellar, hold it like just directly over my eye to try not to disturb everything, and then the key is to have like a dry paper towel too, so you're not only going in with wet products, you have something dry that you can wipe away. And I try to just like kind of wipe away right here under my eyes too. I mean, it definitely doesn't look perfect, but it will do. Just gonna re-powder my under eyes. This is what I used to do for like the 3 looks 1 palettes, because sometimes I would do 2 looks in a day just to move things along. And I removed my lip as well, and not all of my mascara. And if you are like say filming and you want to do something like this, or if you're just playing around, try not to use a waterproof mascara on either. So I've re-primed my eyes, and one thing I will say is I feel like this is missing a couple mattes. I absolutely have the ability to supplement other eyeshadows, but for me personally, like I could have done without these 2 probably, and maybe gone with just 2 more transition shades to make it a little bit more easy to work with. Like I would love to have a blue in here, like a matte blue or a matte gray or something, to kind of complement these cooler tones to go in my crease, because the rest are quite warm here along the bottom. But what I'm gonna do is, I really have no idea. I'm just gonna go in with Cabana. Is that Cabana? Yeah, Cabana. Putting this in the crease. This one isn't as pigmented as the one I used in my last Get Ready With Me, the NYX yellow that I loved so much. This is what I was talking about these kind of yellow shades ending up being a little bit disappointing on my skin tone because they don't add any depth. That yellow in that NYX palette is incredible. So this one is definitely not building on my eyes, which is annoying. I just feel a little bit stuck about what to do here. So I'm gonna go in with Palm. But it always makes me so happy when I get messages or comments from you and you say like you like my simple eye looks, because I don't know how to do complicated eye looks, nor am I particularly interested in doing them. Like I love color, I love makeup, I love playing around, but I don't like spending a bunch of time blending or cutting creases or anything. And I appreciate that art and the people that can do it. Wow, like they're amazing, but it's just not me. So like I'm not a perfectionist, as bad as that is to say, when it comes with makeup. When it comes to makeup, I don't know. It's my creative outlet. I'm not looking to, like that was why I started my channel, was I needed something that I could do creatively, because I don't really read or draw, listen to music, listen to podcasts about murder. But that's a new development. What is this? This brown is really nice, actually. It's really buildable. But I am using a fluffy brush. But I do kind of feel backed into a corner into using this because there's really nothing else that would complement, or not complement necessarily, but that is in kind of the cool. I wanted to go cooler toned for the second look. Yeah, I really think it's missing something else darker and matte. Because the only other option is purple, which I just used. So this is just more of the brown on a denser brush. Just to build up the corners. Let me know what you think. Have you picked up this palette? Are you interested in it? So I think I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Seaside. Very pretty. Kind of put it towards the outer corner. Again, I don't know where this is going. But it's very beautiful, and it's not a shade I ever use. Like, at the end of the day, it's just makeup. Like, if it looks bad, I just wash it off. And then I'm taking Seychelles, the blue or teal. Wow. I'm gonna blend them together. Very pretty. And I'm using my fingers, as always. And I don't have nails on or nail polish. Just kind of trying to give my nails a break the past, like, 2 weeks. Pop more of that blue. This blue is incredible. I think that this is definitely a little bit more of, not like an artist palette, but like Instagram palette, which is kind of in the vein of ABH. Like, I've had some of you say to me before, like, I can't believe you're not on the ABH PR list, which, first of all, like, their PR list is gigantic. And I have contacted them before, but I don't think I have those, like, Instagram vibes that fit their brand, which is okay. I have bought most of their palettes because they always appeal to me. And it's not that this is a bad palette, I just feel like it's not necessarily complete for my uses. In the same way that I thought that, like, the Urban Decay Born to Run had, like, all kinds of crazy interesting shades, but it had the, like, anchor shades that I personally feel comfortable using in looks to balance it out. This is missing a little bit of that, or at the very least, like, put in a gray and a blue to complement those a little better, because that's generally how I do my eye looks. That being said, I am happy with how this is coming out. I do want to pop this Inheritance yellow in the corner, I think. Kind of a nice color next to the blue. I meant to actually put my highlighter on the, oh, I totally forgot. I meant to put my highlighter on my inner corner for the other look. Let's pretend I did that. Okay, always much better with some liner and mascara. Same liner and mascara as before. I didn't use the primer this time, and I think you can see it still looks really good. I think I'm gonna pop, I was gonna finish the look here, but I think I'm gonna pop a little bit of blue on the lower lash line, even though I just put on mascara. Not a great idea, but... So here is the finished second look. I popped on the Maybelline Vivid Lacquer in Unreal, one of my favorite kind of nude glosses. And I think I may have jumped the gun a little bit on this palette when I said that it has, like, enough shades for, like, a neutral look and a bold look. I don't really think that's the case anymore now that I've played with it. I don't know if I was just blinded by the beautiful shades, but something like their other palettes, I felt like you could go slightly more bold and slightly more neutral. I feel like this is a pretty full-on bold palette just based on the mattes that are in here, but we all have some good neutral browns to supplement any of the other shades. But I do really love all of these shades on top. I think they're gorgeous. They perform really nicely. Like, this is my first time using the palette, so just kind of my initial impressions, but overall, I never have an issue with Anastasia shadows. I do really love the shades that are in here. I think, as always, with any product that I talk about, mention, recommend, it's 100% up to you if you want to pick it up. Should be just one part of your purchasing decision process. But yeah, I definitely do like it. I'm excited to play with it a little bit more. I think it's really fun for summer. I really like this look that I created. I think it looks super cute. And yeah, I like all the other makeup that I tried out too, but a lot of it was first impressions. So stay tuned for further information, especially on the skincare. I will need to test that out all quite a bit more. So I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing the two looks in one. Let me know if you have picked up this palette or anything else that I mentioned here today. And thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.